What's going on, everybody? It is I, the Loaf King. Welcome back to, or should I say, welcome to the lunch table, home of the lunchbox members, Magic.
Good Lord, John.
All right, hold on.
Here, this is episode 1 of the lunch table.
Well, on episode 1 of the lunch table, I have with me Magic Lunchbox.
You want me to say something again? Yes. Hello.
My co-host, Magic Lunchbox, the amazing Christian man, and Kadrebandit. Go ahead and say hey, y'all.
Hey, we finally got through it all.
Wow. We should have broke through it all. Welcome, guys.
I see what you did there.
So I've been meaning to get a podcast going, and funny enough, amazing Christian man was the one that has gave me the idea to actually just go through with it, try and see where this can actually go. So kudos to him if you guys enjoy this series. But yeah, we'll be streaming on Spotify, as well as we'll have a little podcast section on YouTube too with a video as well. So I'll probably have some gameplay footage of what's current in the gaming world for y'all to see as we are talking about different topics. So yeah, before we start this off, it is February that we're doing this, and I want to go ahead and put out there that I love that it is Black History Month, because I am constantly, every single time I'm around the others, saying Black History. Is this not true, y'all?
What the fuck does that got to do with anything?
I'm just here for Joe's commentary.
I'm just saying, this is perfect timing that we'd be starting the podcast on Black History Month when I'm usually saying Black History.
No, it's not, because it's not a Black History podcast.
Are we not all black here? Are we not trying to make history here for the lunchbox?
Oh.
Exactly.
Got you there, Joe. Yeah, got you there.
So let's just get to the topics before Nintendo.
So what if Venus was in here?
That's why he's not here. Joe. He's calculated. Calculated. Okay.
Not even, man. All right,
okay, so right, click, wink, wink. Not even.
We'll go into the topics now, like Christian said.
Yes.
So, we have a couple of topics here that we're gonna go through, and
Nintendo can eat a dick.
I guess we'll start off with the one that is hard on everyone's minds at the second. Palworld, the brand new creature collector mixed with survivor elements that takes the world by storm. With that avid term being used, it's Pokemon with guns.
With guns.
Man, you really felt the need to read all that. I commend you.
That was a script. I respect the shit out of that one.
Look, I wrote it out, man. I had to say it.
Yeah, you sounded like you wrote it out.
He did write it out. It's literally underneath the topic list,
Bro.
Yeah.
So
that was a game show host ass there.
Before we dive into the before we dive into the critical side of this dispute between Palworld and Pokemon, how have y'all been enjoying Palworld as a whole? We've been playing it for about a month now. Magic?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Honestly, let Joe go, because he's got the freshest one. He's got the freshest insight for it.
All right, so as far as me, I've really been enjoying Palworld. I was always interested from the first time I saw it back in, I think it was like a year or two ago, when they showed the trailer at the Game Awards. I was like, what the hell is this? It's like Pokemon, like you said, Pokemon with guns. I was like, I'm getting it. But I didn't know it was going to be good at the time. I was like, you know what? Pokemon with guns. Why not?
I definitely didn't either. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, then you actually get the game. Me and Sean actually got it the first day it came out. We had it because Game Pass, and we were playing it like, oh my god, this is actually kind of fun. Like this is actually pretty dope, pretty fun. Like the map is way bigger than I thought the map was going to be.
Yeah,
like it's way bigger than the map that I thought the map was going to be. It's about as many pals as I thought it was going to be. It's like, it's a little over.
It's probably like a 150 maybe. I don't know. I could look that up real quick, but yeah.
Like, cause they got like 100 or so, and then they got variants on the 100, so there's really more than 100. So yeah, it's probably like a 150-ish.
It's 137.
Yeah, in that ballpark. So yeah, just going around, traversing, flying, mining. Like, who would have thought combining Pokemon with the survival, building, surviving aspect, building stuff, crafting, all that stuff. Who would have thought that'd fit and worked out? Nintendo. We all live in a Pokemon world, huh? Yeah.
Go ahead, Kadre, real quick.
Greatest master of them all. Greatest master.
I feel a lawsuit coming right now.
Oh shit. No, just honestly, it's the same as Joe. Because personally, in terms of like the more nuanced pieces for it, I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I love survival games. Anybody who watches and anybody who listens to us, they know I'm a survival fanatic. So anything that takes those aspects and put it into something that you can grow off of, like Palworld, because there's plenty more that they can do that they've already shown us. They have huge updates coming, including the most recent one, huge bug updates, and there was actually some data mine for new pals that came out, and it's getting pretty extensive.
Yeah,
that's also including tanks, PvP, which I'm really looking forward to the PvP aspect, because I really want to see how they're going to do an open world PvP system with the way the combat currently is. It's not going to be traditional, like you go, I go, you go, I go. I don't know if they're going to make it so that you can, because as of right now with combat, you can pull your pal into the ball and then throw them back out to make NPC moves miss. Are they going to create a lock system where if you're battling with another person, they can't go back to the ball? Are they going to do that for the open world? Are they going to do that for the arena? Because they've already spoken about doing the arena as well. I can imagine that. There's a lot that they can do with it.
That's actually a very good point, because they definitely could have it where, like, if you try to battle somebody, like, only the pals can move around and attack, and you're just like watching there. Maybe like they'll have like guided ones, like ones where you can like actually like interact with the other pals, like, you can pull out your gun and shoot.
And what about the ones where the pals are just objectively better when you ride them? Like when they get missile launchers and stuff.
Decent buffs and the launchers and stuff from it that you can get. So there's definitely going to be some balancing situations that they're going to have to deal with, but if it's any indication of what they've been doing so far, I've got high hopes for them.
All right.
So as y'all know, I didn't get the game, but I've seen the trailer just like you guys, and I personally thought it was hilarious.
I did too. You're not alone. I did too. I was like, what the fuck is this?
But initially something told me this was gonna be very, very popular, just because, I mean, number one, it's something new. Like, listen, man, like, I have been out of the Pokemon game for years, all right? And up until Pokemon Unite. And let me just tell you, I don't know shit about the new generation of Pokemon, but what I do know is Pokemon games have been very repetitive. Extremely repetitive.
That's fair, yeah.
Shit. Every single game.
And they come out each year with the same concept.
Yes. Same way. The first, like Pokemon, different guys. The first one was different colors. Okay, cool, right? Then they went from different colors to like Colosseums, and it was just, I was over it, right? And then you have, this other company that I don't know if you guys heard of it or not, or that just came left field. It was like, you know what? What if they had guns? And as silly as it sounds, this game is actually dope. Like, it's really cool. Like, obviously it's, they took elements from Fortnite and, and you just merge it together with Pokemon and boom, What do you know?
You're talking about the gliding. Let's not just say that was strictly Fortnite.
Yeah, I know.
That was a pretty broad situation. Granted, Fortnite and some other games may have made it more popularized, but it definitely wasn't derived from it.
I know. I'm saying, but obviously Fortnite is a lot more popular than we would have imagined, right? So that's why I'm using that example. I'm pretty sure there's other games that use the Fortnite formula before Fortnite decided to use it, but that's the only game I could think of, if I'm being real with you.
But let's be real.
It's the fact that it took so many different elements from other genres that it was able to mix it together.
Yeah.
Because they took it, like, if you want to take the open world combat and the open world movement, definitely Breath of the Wild, definitely the movement with the gliders, Fortnite.
They got the towers from
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
They got the towers. They got the Genshin Impact, the interactive world, like the effigies and the fucking chests that you could find.
Sidetrack.
All the way.
Sidetrack. Because what Christian just said, if Fortnite, the original, like when it originally came out, if that battle royale mode, if you had to buy the $60 game to play that battle royale mode, it would not be as popular as it was today.
That I 100% agree.
It would have died.
True.
Yeah, it would
Because
have died.
we was the founders of that game, and it was definitely a whole nother game before it became a battle royale.
Like I said, like I'm pretty sure there is. I honestly can't really think of any other game besides Fortnite that had a formula like that. If you guys can if you guys have any ideas what other games,
like any survival game, it's really just crafting and survival. Any survival game.
To be exact, it took a lot of its DNA, funny enough, from its game before this, which was Craftopia.
I never heard of Craftopia.
I didn't hear about it either until I looked up some videos online.
Okay. I knew about it because when I played Paragon, that was originally one of Epic's games before Fortnite came out. They heavily pushed for Craftopia, but it was just kind of one of those quick crash and burn things. Like, this is good, but there are survival games in there, like building games, that do it better. So when they took those same elements and created Fortnite was just a huge hit. They ran with it. They dropped every other project they had. I think they dropped like 3 or 4 projects that they had to focus fully on Fortnite.
Well, one thing's for certain. Nintendo's gonna sue us.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I guess I'll segue into this. Let's not stay too hard on this. Basically, Nintendo has been coming hard with investigations, trying to find lawsuits they could put against the company, claiming that a lot has been stolen by designs and concepts and stuff. It hasn't been really working out at all for them. They haven't really found a case that they can use against it. And they even have recently urged a lot of media stars in Japan to not even play the game until investigations are complete.
Yeah. The problem is that there's no set technical investigation for them. It's just they're just throwing darts at a fucking board, hoping that one of these things is gonna hit.
The problem is that do they look like Pokemon? Yes. But the only thing Nintendo's own is the term Pokemon and then the individual Pokemon. You don't own Fire Squirrel. You don't.
No,
we can make
elements from Pokemon that were taken from like Dragon Quest and older games like that as well, including a lot of another controversy that I don't know if you guys kept up on. Apparently, there were a lot of you guys know about Fakemon. There was the fan arts that people came out. There were a lot of artists that did particularly Fakemon things for Nintendo and for Gamefreak. They actually designed some Pokemon. Come to find out, there was actually a lawsuit against Pocket Pair that was showing that a lot of Fakemon artists, they were taking concepts from their art, but because their art isn't properly copywritten or trademarked, there's really not much of a fight for them. So in terms of did Palworld steal from Pokemon? Not necessarily. Did Palworld steal? There's evidence of theft. So it's like they're not in the right, they're not in the wrong, but Nintendo here doesn't have a foot to stand on. That's the problem. And they're trying to
they didn't cover the Go ahead.
Nintendo's are just some player hating ass niggas. That's all that's what it comes down to.
And the biggest problem with Nintendo also in the situation is they don't have goodwill amongst the community because of how they treated the Smash community for years.
And the,
Like,
and the Pokemon community.
And the Pokemon community, but just like running Smash tournaments, like it was they made it so convoluted to run a Smash tournament. They never supported it, and it made it so convoluted with the rules and but you can't do this, you got it, and yada yada yada. Instead of just getting out the way and let a motherfucker have a tournament,
right?
And
so, what do you expect is going to happen with your community if you're pushing them away from things?
Yeah, so now they're looking for the support, and we're like, nah, you're on your own, buddy.
And I can understand wanting to have certain advantages and disadvantages to competitive modes or competitive standings, but like you guys said, like if they're just trying to shoot everything down because they themselves cannot monetize it, then they're going to leave a bad taste in their mouth, and then people are going to try to support something else, especially if it's giving people what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to Pokemon, I think the closest thing that we've gotten here is Legends of Arceus, which, I mean, I ain't even play it, so y'all can chime in on that one if it's anywhere close to what you wanted compared to what Palworld was giving.
Legends of Arceus is a good game, but no, it's not the same as like Power. Like you really like real time. You're in a Pokemon world for this one.
Yeah, it's real time, and it also the survivor elements are really they really stick out the most with Palworld in my opinion compared to the RPG aspects that Pokemon has. And I never thought that was something more so that I wanted more of a survival aspect with Pokemon, and that's what I'm getting with Palworld. So I played Arceus and I enjoyed a lot of the concepts, but it is what it is.
It's like, this is good, but
maybe you'll like it better.
You know what I really want?
I'm sorry.
I'm so glad I decided to talk over that, but man, we're gonna have to retrace that. Pikachu with a Glock is insane.
I'm sure someone already drew that like years ago.
I'm positive. You know those old
that was probably
shirts
the
that your
concept
parents used to have that had the fucking Daffy Duck and the Bugs Bunny and the Tasmanian Devil. You know that Pikachu was on there with a gold chain, a backwards cap, and a Glock.
The oh no Pikachu face.
It's like, I might be an electric type, but I keep that heat on me. Like that's what it said right there. That's a tattoo on somebody's arm.
Already did that. You know what? Wonder who did it? Apparently Nintendo. That's why they're suing.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Okay. See, full circle. Right there.
Give me anything in Pokemon that resembles a gun, and I'll give you that they have a case against Palworld. Give me anything at all besides Blastoise's cannons on his back. If anything, Digimon was closer. At least Digimon had niggas.
I was just about to bring that up for a second. Digimon has more of a thing going on, but I think their designs are well crafted, where they have their own originality in how most of the Digimon look. In my opinion, I haven't seen one Digimon that really looked like any Pokemon.
It could very well be an unpopular opinion as well, but I think I'd much rather deal with Digimon than Pokemon. Pokemon is just like, it's a nostalgic standard that I kind of have to play it. It's like, that's what it feels like. I feel like I have to play it. Digimon, I think, is slightly better. It's better if you're gonna mark them. It's gonna be Palworld, Digimon, then Pokemon.
You know what?
I can agree with that.
You're not the first person I've heard say they prefer Digimon over Pokemon. I never really watched Digimon like that. I'm not saying the show's trash. I just never really.
You never got into it like that.
Yeah, I just never just took interest into it. That's all.
And honestly, I think a lot of people didn't really either because of I don't know. It's the way they went about making the games. They weren't really as appealing in the concept of how you battle. I think. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but I think that they made it a little too chaotic to actually. But that's the thing, is that Palworld is just as chaotic, and people are like running over that. Like, people are loving that. It's the same thing. It's not like you go, I go, you go, I go. It's, man, if I get this move off before you, it sucks to suck. Yeah.
And at the same time, Digimon, like, I didn't go into like the later years of Digimon, but the storyline for Digimon was a lot better for me, and you actually saw growth in people. Like, you didn't just stay 10 years old forever. You saw these kids grow up, children, teenagers, adults, and then a next generation. They did it the right way.
Ash, if you don't go catch a goddamn Pokemon, just stop having all of them crying and run into your arms. God damn it. I can't do that in the game.
Nah, that's crazy.
true. Red was all about it.
I know, Red was about
Man,
that
Red
action.
was about the smoke, bro. All
Ash,
of it.
come on, the Charmander's gonna die. Fire, go out.
I mean, Red, if he dies, he dies. Means he wasn't strong enough to run with me. Like, good lord.
Jeez.
Mangas are crazy too, but
The manga.
I really
actually
do
kill
wanna-
Pokemon.
I want to step into the source material for that because
You know what's
that
crazy?
sounds dope.
And that is all about the Pokemon world. Think about it. There is always, for every 10-year-old, a starter Pokemon available.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like that means they just breed the hell out of those starter Pokemon.
yeah.
That's
I
right.
guess they're like the easiest ones for them to get their hands on. The professors.
It's kind of weird though because you don't see those out in the wild then after the fact. Like those are just strictly these are starters.
Yeah, it's
When have
very
you ever
rare.
Really seen like Trios? When have you really seen like Chikoritas out there? When have you really seen like
we
Grumpigs? Like you
like
don't
we
see
had
these
the,
things unless you see another trainer have them, or if they're like some lost in the forest civilization that nobody's.
Well, in the show you had the little Bulbasaur little area thing, and
You know
then
what?
and then of course the iconic Squirtle Squad.
Squirtle gang, yeah,
Y'all-
everybody
y'all-
loves the
right.
Squirtle gang.
Y'all right about that. So like, what do you think? Like, now we're just going off into theory base, but like, you think like they're like creating them, like the starters for
No,
for
no,
trainers?
not
Actually, we're talking
creating.
about Pokemon. I saw a theory that Professor Oak was actually the big bad in the Pokemon world who was using his cloning process and torturing Pokemon that he would get back from the trainers and then re-releasing them out in the world so they would gather data on them and how they were moving. I'm like, that's
dark, but I would
it's
actually-
really dark, but I can kind of see it because when
Yeah,
you
I
think
can
about
see
it, Oak created the Pokedex. Oak is the most well-known professor that there is. Like, if anybody has the means, if we're talking about just being corruptible in general, the means, the money, and the knowledge to do it, as well as the influence, it would be Oak.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised. Although I think it's not really a possibility.
all you gotta know is
I would be
Ash caught
surprised.
like.
I wouldn't be surprised if Professor Oak was actually the one funding Team Rocket, low key.
No.
No, I completely agree.
Funding Team Rocket,
see
no.
that.
No.
I said I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I can
me,
definitely see it.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked.
I
If he
mean,
was
anybody
fun-
would be shocked when you think about the
if-
fact
if-
that Oak was involved.
If he was
period.
if he was
That's just a
if he
dark
was
theory.
if he was funding Team Rocket, like Team Rocket, what the hell is even Team Rocket? You know what? We're too fucked up on the area right now.
Dark rabbit hole of what
Yeah,
Team Rocket is.
we can,
I felt myself about to go on a tangent. Like, hold on, we're too focused.
but to
Get me
summarize,
started.
just to summarize, we're enjoying Palworld. Amazing Christian Man likes what he's seen so far. He's going to be trying it soon himself. If anything, the only thing that I really hope that we get from this is that it will push Gamefreak to get better. Simple as that. Like,
Honestly, healthy competition is good for companies that become complacent like that.
Nah,
I think that's
Exactly.
why like Sony and Xbox have been able to go just like toe to toe for years because they've had each other to bounce off of.
Easy now. We talk about that later. Easy now.
oh my
Oh
gosh.
man, yeah, we definitely got to talk about that. There's a lot going on in the Sony Microsoft world right now.
Oh yeah, war.
But
That's not even war. It's again we're not even gonna get into this right now. I don't have the time.
War. It's war.
But I'll also end the note by just saying that currently a trailer came out for a new Pokemon Legends CA,
Oh god, here we go.
and it gave us absolutely no information other than that it looks like it's taking place in Luminous, which is Generation 6. So yeah, but Legends tends to mix other generations together in their series, so we'll see what'll be in there, and I'll leave it at that. So next topic, let's dive into this real quick. Walmart and Unity to bring immersive sorry.
Commerce is fine.
Commerce to games and virtual apps. Basically, what's going on is that Walmart and Unity are trying to enable creators to be able to purchase stuff in game using little SDKs, which are like little sigils in the game.
So
basically
trying to monetize virtual reality.
So basically, you can buy real stuff in the game.
Yeah,
is what
they're trying to incorporate that into their games.
So like, if you
no idea what's going, I can't speak on that because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so they're just like they're trying to make it so, hey, I bought this shirt in the game, now I got that shirt in real life too.
Exactly. Yeah. Are y'all interested in that for future games? Why are you laughing at that? What's so funny?
You die in the game, you die for real.
I don't know about dying in the game and transferring that to myself.
Crazy stuff.
Somebody comes to my house with a knife and like, oh, you died, man. Here's a knife.
That's wicked. You died in the game, bro. Time to go out now. Like, what? Hold up.
But yeah, are y'all interested in that?
So I bought condoms, right?
Nah.
I bought condoms in the game. Do I get those in real life too?
Yes.
I mean, depending on the game, if the game it's Unity based, maybe you'll be able to do that. I don't know.
Bro, if it's like Cyberpunk, you don't really need it. You know what I'm saying? Like Pan Am can get it raw. That's all I've heard.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
But to answer your question, interested? No. Like, I'm not opposed to it. Like, hey, by all means. Do I think it would be dope to say, hey, I got this, me and my guy got the same fucking shirt on. That's me. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But do I care? No, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not like a make it or break it type situation for me. If that's what we're coming out to. Like, it's like Joe said, like, it's cool if there's stuff in a game, if they do it that way, like, oh, the designs for the game you can get in real life, or designs for whatever they're trying to do. If I think, oh, okay, cool, because there's been plenty of times where it's like Saints Row, GTA, games where shopping and like fashion are actually a pretty prominent part in the game. Hell yeah, there's some stuff that I would want. Would I go like over the top to purchase it out? Like, nah, I think it's doing a little much. But if that's what you want to do, do you?
Yeah. I'm either or for it, but at the same time, the way that Unity treats a lot of its employees and some of the decisions that it's made in the past, I'm not really too keen on how they would go about actually using this. I mean, they say what they said right there, but how much of that is actually gonna be put into the moment when somebody's actually trying to like purchase something? Like, I don't know. I feel like there may be some drawbacks, and my trust with Unity is kind of low currently. I'll leave it at that. But y'all already gave y'all opinions with that, so we'll move on from that. We'll make this one quick. This one's more so focused towards me and Joe, but yeah, feel free to give y'all input, Christian and Kadra. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. It wasn't that bad.
I had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah.
I get all the people panning it for myriad of reasons. They were just hesitant on the game coming out. I don't know what the beta was different from the actual release, but I had fun playing it. It got a worse review than Anthem. It's definitely better than Anthem.
It got worse review than Skull and Bones, but I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah, like, it's definitely better than Anthem, like, for sure. Like, when I was done with Anthem, like, after, like, man, whew.
Yeah, man, can we just not mention Anthem? I've been trying to hold my tongue, and it's just,
I was done with Anthem so quick.
That shit ever.
Like, I actually can see myself still playing Suicide Squad, just when the new things come out. Yes.
Okay, sorry, I had to step away for a minute. But had a
long silence.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
I mean, look.
Now I was done. Like I told you, I like the game.
I mean,
I had fun.
There's definitely some issues with it. We're not blind to that.
Yeah, that's not a. It's not like going to win game of the year or anything like that. Like,
No,
Yeah.
it was just a nice, fun game.
Yeah, it was a game to shut your brain off and play. And
Oh
enjoy
yeah,
yourself.
you definitely had to shut your brain off to play that game.
All right, Christian's edging to say what he wants to say,
And
so we'll let him go.
And he's never played the game.
So yeah, so what Joe says, I never played the game. I won't be a hater. I will give I will tell the chat what I liked about the game. All right. So
What he
I liked
saw.
the gameplay. The gameplay was absolutely. Seeing the gameplay, it does look fun.
What,
some
the
of boss
traversal?
battles- Yeah, it was definitely dope. Some of the I could definitely when I looked at the gameplay, I can definitely tell I was gonna like the Flash boss battle probably better than all of them. So I thought that was cool. The character designs was definitely dope. I like the fact that because in every comic book where the Justice League or the world's gone to shit, the only the survivor is always Batman, right? Cool. So I like the fact that they switched it up and made it Wonder Woman instead. I thought that was dope. Story, not so much. Don't really care about the story like that. And I know the game's really getting a lot of heat, basically because come on, Harley Quinn killed Batman. I'm not really tripping about that. That's Batman's been caught before. But everything else,
I'm pretty sure thousands of look. I'm not gonna put a spoiler alert for that because at this point I don't think
Christian said put a spoiler alert.
So
I don't think there's a need for it because like people should have. If people were gonna play the game, they would have played it by now. Simple as that.
yeah. And the game is called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
I know. I am fully aware of what it's.
So
You've always got those people.
I'm fully aware of what it's called, Jeff.
This isn't towards you, Christian.
That wasn't
This is towards the people that complain about
that was not towards you.
if they were defending you, the spoiler.
But this one's towards you. There's a comic where Squirrel Girl beats Thanos. So anybody losing the comics, I just don't care about anymore.
But guess what? Guess what? It's not. But it's not canon. So I mean, that's a what if story. This is not a what if story. This is canon to the Archiverse. So that's
everything's canon to some verse.
Yeah,
Okay,
when you have
fair
multiverse like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's always wiggle room.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. You got me. All right. But yeah, I thought the actors did a good job. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, favorite Batman of all time.
Rip.
Batman for many. So yeah, I can definitely, like I said, I can definitely see myself getting the game because the gameplay again is awesome. But I'm not about to spend $70 for that game. It's not a $70 game to me. That's more of a maybe but like $50-$40 game. But I wouldn't pay $70 for that.
That's fair.
But that's just my take on it. I'm not gonna rant any further about it.
Okay.
Whoever wants the floor, take it.
If we're gonna move to cheaper games that people are like worth buying, let's talk about one of my current favorite games, Helldivers.
That's right, hell niggas.
We're gonna switch over like that. Okay. So yeah, Helldivers has sold 2.4 million copies within this month alone.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely
insane.
That's insane.
Now, to be fair, it is a $40 game. I mean, at tax, you make that 40.
Yeah.
42,
I think the thing about it that I really love, and this is where it's like, am I going to get my money's worth out of it? One of the biggest problems in just video games in general that people always have something negative to say about? It's always going to be one thing.
The price.
Microtransactions. It's always going to be microtransactions, whether it be something that can help you get further in the game, or whether it's just fashion frame as end game, something like that. Microtransactions are always going to be a problem with the game.
Always.
The thing that I like about this is that they're not. I have not seen a situation where a microtransaction in this game has destroyed or interrupted gameplay in any way, shape, or form. Mostly because anything that you can get from the microtransaction world, you can get in game, like they call them super credits. You can get super credits just by playing the game, just by doing that. Also, community-based system. This is a full live action game. It's constantly online, and it's constantly being monitored by the devs. So one thing that they've started doing is that they can drop into your game. So like if you're getting fucked up in a game, or if you're going a little too hard, they can drop in and it's like, you know what, let's drop a Bile Titan here, let's have you deal with that. Or they can drop in a support helicarrier that'll help you. The dev team is extremely interactive in the community, and that's another thing I really like that a lot of companies won't do.
Okay, I agree with all what you said there. Like, I appreciate that. This is kind of diving more into the gameplay aspect, but I appreciate the fact that with Helldivers, you have to work as a team. One thing that I'll like slightly backtrack to with Suicide Squad is that you can play with friends and such, but it's definitely a game that you just be hanging with friends, talking and chilling. There's not really that much of a need for having friends with you as you play the game. You can just kind of like get through it yourself with no like extra thoughts or strategy. But with Helldivers, you really do have to be paying attention to what's happening around you, and you need to be backing each other up, because if you make a mistake, you can easily get overwhelmed. Correct.
Like immediately.
And I think the difficulty of that, on top of that, there's a lot of games that try to pander to the easier side, to the story side. Games like this, I love it. It's you can go straight hard as you want out the gate if you can get pulled to that area. They do have like an increasing difficulty section or a leveling system, which you have to beat the first level to get to the next one, but it's pretty straightforward to go as hard as you want early.
Yeah.
So they give you that choice.
And we all like choices here, so.
Yep.
Joe, Magic.
Just no consequences.
Yeah, like I played Helldivers 1. I was a fan of that. So when I saw the trailer for Helldivers, I was like, oh yeah, we should get that. I'm really pleased that it turned out the way it did. It looks amazing. The gameplay is fun. It being $40 helped. Now, the only thing is obviously you need to be online to play it. It is an online only game.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to be a single player guy and not interact, this is not the game for you.
Very true.
To get online, you have to play with people.
And the servers were pretty bad at the beginning, but for those that have already tried to like play in the past and had the hardest time, I urge you to give it a shot again, because they've really been trying to take care of the server issues. Yes, it's understandable to be annoyed and aggravated that you just spent this money on the game and you have to wait like a whole hour to actually get into the server, but they've been working on it day after day, and I have to say, as of recent, I've been able to get on every time that I've actually load onto the game. The past week, I'd say, and currently it's the 27th of February that this is happening. So yeah, put that into perspective.
2 more days.
Like, I'm always going to be supportive of the companies that actually at least attempt to listen to their community and fix games like that. Like, it's one thing if you just release it and then let it go and then see what people say and then just, we'll fix it down the line. But when you actively get in, it took them 2 patches to fix up the server issue. And they were working on it from the get-go because they didn't expect that many people to actually be interested in the game. So that's just the price of success. People are going to have to understand that.
Well, our nation was calling us, so we had to go running.
Our world.
Our super Earth.
Our Earth.
But yeah, Helldivers is fun. It's legit. It's not doing anything necessarily too crazy, I'd say. I think the only crazy thing that I've enjoyed that's different from most games is the stratagems. I enjoyed that you have to like put in a friggin' fight combo input just to throw a little ball to the ground to get a weapon or send a nuke out and stuff. I think that's a interactive, stressful inducing situation. Some might say that's artificial, but I think that's realistic because it's like if you notice when you're throwing out a stratagem, the person's actually like clicking on their hand because they have like a little comm on their hand to actually get it the signal out for said ball or item that they want to bring down. So yeah,
it's definitely doing its own thing, and that's another thing. It's unique in itself. Like there are going to be games like it. Like I think the most compared game I could think of to go with Helldivers is Titanfall. Probably the closest thing that you're going to get to what Helldivers is.
I've always watched gameplay of Titanfall, but I've never actually played it, and I wish I did because I hear so much good stuff about it.
It's definitely a good game. 1000% a really good game. I played it with CJ for a while, and it was pretty unique in the way that you could go from piloting your mech to getting on the ground. Like which one was better for you in that particular situation? Like my mech's getting fucked up, it's about to be destroyed, let me hop out, and now I'm basically just I'm part of the scout regiment in Attack on Titan, using zip lines to dart from point to point around the area and then fucking people up. Shoot, you can drop down. You could do the same thing. It had a stratagem type system where you could like drop certain bombs or nukes and things like that on people compared to what your person had, compared to what your class was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So I can see that then. Yeah, that actually is pretty cool. And also the Titan aspect. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. And Apex. So yeah.
Apex.
But okay. Yeah. We spoke on Helldivers. How about, since we're like kind of getting to these games, how about we speak about yes, Tekken. I was just about to say that. Because funny enough, Tekken also did really well on sales within a month. Tekken is at 2 million. It might be, actually, it's probably at more by now. Because that was like within a month.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They said it was over 2 million.
That was a highly anticipated game.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I have always been more into the Tekken Tag games personally, but I really do enjoy what they've added to this Tekken. I'm gonna actually let the others, Magic and Christian Man, speak on it because they know a lot more things that changed. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say real quick, I do appreciate the training system that they have going on for it. I think it's very helpful, and it definitely builds up people to play at a higher level with this game compared to the past games. But y'all dive a little more in depth with what y'all like about Tekken 8. One of y'all.
Okay. So first of all, I love the game. Tekken's always been my favorite fighting game, so I might be a little biased, but I really love the game. We've been waiting a long time for it because I know it doesn't seem that way, but Tekken 7 came out like 2015. We almost so it's like almost 10 years before we got a new Tekken game, and they delivered. Story modes was great. Combat's always wonderful. Love it. I love the new character, Reina, Victor, Azucena. They did a great job with all the new characters. All had their personalities. There was no duds, no Fakumram, no duds like that. No Lucky Chloe, just stupid. All good additions. Sorry if those are your favorite characters, but they just kind of mad at me.
I think I heard Lucky Chloe's coming back, but yeah, go ahead.
I freaking enjoyed the hell out of that game. I loved like Joe, Mr. Magic said. Excuse me. Like Mr. Magic said, I enjoyed all the characters. All the characters was dope. They were spot on. Their gameplay was dope. The story mode was excellent. I definitely liked the conclusion, quote unquote conclusion to the Mishima rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool. Especially the final battle.
I think a lot of Tekken 8 fans, in general, are gonna enjoy that ending a lot.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah. That final battle, just man, that sold me because like Tekken 3 was always my favorite. So the all the callbacks to the past Tekken games was just
They did it
spot
justice.
on. And they did a good job. Yeah, they really did. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do
for the future
with the future games. The character customization, absolutely dope as always. For those of you who don't know where that came from Tekken 5 a long time ago. In 2004, I believe. 2005. No, 2006. That's one of those. But they definitely improved on the character customization, like to the point where like the fandom is just going insane with just making random ass characters from different franchises and series and shit.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick to just say that I can agree with that. I just wish they had a few more. I feel like they have less props than they did in Tekken 7.
They absolutely do have less props. They do. Absolutely do.
But the customization is on like the top in terms of everything else. But go ahead.
What else was I gonna say? The one thing I wish they would do, I wish at some point in the next Tekken game, they'll just go ahead and do the character creation and get it over with.
All right. So there's the thing we're going to talk about there.
Yeah.
So this game has been the most accessible Tekken for new players ever.
Yes.
Ever. Just because, just with the special style, the actual training mode that actually teaches you how to punish certain moves with your moves, the combo challenges, the replay. I can't stress to you enough how great the replay system is of being able to watch your old match, see what you did wrong, then give you a hint, hey, you could have ducked that, and then you could go into that match and then duck that move, or go into the match and hey, you can punish that move with this move, and then you can practice that punish. So next time you play that character, you can punish that character.
Right in that moment.
That's a very expensive feecture to add to your game. I don't know how much it costs, but it's very expensive, and kudos to them for putting it in there.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be expensive.
Because it's the only game that has it. Street Fighter doesn't have Mortal Kombat. It's the only game where you can literally watch a replay of a fight. It doesn't even have to be your fight. It could be someone else's fight. You go watch the replay and then take control of that character during the replay. It's incredible.
I think that's really good and trying to push like a competitive point.
They'll do that. Like for the next game, I hope they add the character creation.
And they will never add a character creator to Tekken because Tekken is too complicated of a game. Because a lot of a lot of characters will have like over 100 moves. That's just too much to do for a creative character.
I mean,
it's just too much.
Yes and no. Number one, they could literally just do where you kind of pace. Okay, so remember in Tekken 6 during that story mode, the beat 'em up story mode, that was I actually didn't mind. Yeah, those little like basically jobbers that had Nina Williams moves. Like,
yes,
they could just use the moves as templates and just copy and paste and boom. So it's not like
but that's kind of what the customization is for. You can make your character look like a lot of different ways. There's really no point if you're just going to give them other.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Other moves. That's in place of the character creation is the customization, because everything in Tekken matters. The size of a character will literally affect whether or not your punch will hit them. Like that's why a lot of people hate Xiao Yu, because she's small, and then when she goes to Art of Phoenix stance, things that should hit you like mids will just go over her head, and it's like, that's not fair. We don't like you. So that's why it will never be a creative character in Tekken, in my opinion.
I was trying to say earlier, in terms of the system, the replay system you were talking about, as it being an expensive thing, I think the Tekken then is trying to, because if people don't know, Joe and Christian and even Sean dabbles in it. I don't really play fighting games like that. So all I get is the information from them particularly.
Cause you get that
But
ass beat, nigga. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I'll run the ones with you whenever. Just want like we could put that out on the stream right now.
Yo, it's me and you.
I can run the ones with you whenever, bro.
It's me and you.
Like
It's
whenever
me and
you ready.
It's us. It's
Like
us.
I ain't never been scared. I ain't never been a bitch. So like we can run it whenever. It is what it is. I might get my ass beat, but I'll be damned if you gonna sit here and call me out on it and say, yo, you don't play because you get your ass beat. Like that's not why. Absolutely, because I wouldn't play Smash with you motherfuckers if that was the case. I've gotten hella whooped, sober and drunk off of that game. So
I'm
nah.
gonna hold you, Joey. I'm definitely trash in Smash. They would all fuck me up. I barely beat Joe when we were in Florida. Like
At least you didn't get an early morning ass whooping. But anyway, so besides
gosh.
besides that,
Go ahead.
I think that getting that replay system in is pretty innovative. At the same time, it seems like they're trying to push a lot of competitive movement with the game as well. Because Tekken and fighting games already have a pretty decent competitive scene, but giving something like that gives you an edge on people that never really thought about it. Like, hey man, I never really thought about doing competitions, or I'm just not good enough. This makes the community who want to grow better just overall by giving them that. That's a professional ass thing to do. That's stuff that like football players and NBA players and shit do. They rewatch previous games. Boxing, you learn styles, you learn what your opponent's gonna do. Stuff like that that's not normal in other games, and they're gonna try to push on that. And I think that's honestly a great thing to do, especially after a 10-year gap in time, and they come back with just absolute freshness. Like
that's actually a really great point, because before, if you got fucked up by something in Tekken and you didn't know it, you had to stop playing. You had to stop playing. Yeah, you had to stop playing the game. Go to practice mode. Pick the character that fucked you up. Try to go through his move list to see what move it was, and try out all his moves to see, okay, what move was it that fucked me up? Oh, this is the move. Okay, then record that character doing that move. Block it, and then just try shit out to see, okay, can I punish this with this? Can I punish this with this? But now it just makes the streamline easier. You can just go to the replay, that move happens, the game will say, hey, you could have punished it with this, and then you can try it out right then and there. Like it's
right there. They streamlined the process, and at the same time, they did something that hasn't been done before.
Since we talk about, you know, how much copies Tekken has sold, right? Do you think Tekken has sold more copies than Street Fighter 6?
Yes. It's way outpacing Street Fighter 6. It hasn't sold more overall because Street Fighter 6 has been out for what, like 8 months now?
Yeah,
it's almost been a year at this point, right?
Yeah, it's almost been a year. It'll be a year in June.
Yeah, so it hasn't sold more overall, but it sold way more in its initial launch in first.
Yeah, its initial launch was definitely much crazier. And I feel like part of that, I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't think Tekken 7 got too much of a bad rep in comparison to Street Fighter 5.
Part of that was Street Fighter 5's initial launch was terrible. It was very bare bones, didn't really have much of anything to do. And Tekken 7 has always been a more casual friendly game because it has such a lot of single player content that you don't really have to play online or be competitive to play Tekken. But when Street Fighter 5 first come out, if you wasn't playing online, there was nothing to do.
There was nothing to do.
So that played a factor into it. And then just other than that, just word of mouth that the game was just really goddamn good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Talk to you, Tekken.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was hyped for Tekken 8, but I wasn't too. Honestly, the replay system really is what's selling me the most with Tekken 8, because it's actually helping me get better with Tekken, and that's something that I've always struggled with fighting games, but I never backed down from like trying to get like better at them, and eventually I would. But this is letting me get better at a much more faster pace than I think any other fighting game has ever done.
Sean, you've already played Tekken more than you played Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. So I already know. Like,
You've already played it more,
seen more
and not only that, there was nothing else that came out around Street Fighter 6 and you played it more. There's a whole bunch of games that came out and you still played Tekken more than Street Fighter 6. So that's just
I don't even think I have Street Fighter 6 still downloaded. If I'm being real with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
like I played it till I got to like Diamond or whatever, and then I just stopped because that's all I wanted to do.
That was your milestone. Yeah, you did what you accomplished in the game. But like you said, there's still a fact of replayability for the game that would make you go back. Oh no, you're talking about Street Fighter. Never mind.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now,
But the World Tour mode got old for me real quick.
now let me ask you. Yeah, it did. It got old for me too. I just wasn't interested. But let me ask you this question. Now, obviously, there's going to be guest characters in the game in Tekken.
I don't know if that's obvious, but go ahead.
Now, okay. Well, so let me backtrack. Let's say there are going to be guest characters in the game, right?
Yes.
Who do you think, personally, would be a great guest character in Tekken 8?
Who do I think would be a great guest character, or who I think is going to be a guest character?
Who do you think? Who do you think would be a great guest character in the game?
Well, obviously Tifa fits like a fucking glove in Tekken 8.
Yes.
Obviously the Hanma boys, they fit like a glove in Tekken 8. Just being a bad dad and fighting. If you're a bad dad, you fit in Tekken 8. You know, you fit in the Tekken series. If you about throwing the hands with your son, you fit in Tekken. That's just kind of how it goes. So obviously Yujiro or Baki works.
Yeah, Baki definitely works.
I'd be interested to see how they would incorporate Baki and Yujiro, honestly.
Yeah, I have no idea what their moves would be, but they'd have to build a moveset from ground up.
I know Yujiro.
They would have to have a demon back stance or something.
So Tifa would obviously fit really well in the game. I want them to do something crazy that I would expect.
You want them to take a leap?
I want them to put Yor in the game.
I mean, they had Negan from Walking Dead in the game in Tekken 7. So.
I know. Do it again. Do something crazy again. Like that.
So
I want them to.
How well received was Negan when it happened? Like, how well received is that situation going to be where they can warrant it's actually worth it?
So Negan was well received. I don't know, like when he was first coming out, like his gameplay was also cool, but you know, it was an old game at that point, so anything coming out would have been well received, really. Yor, I don't think they'll do Yor because Street Fighter had that Spy Family Cross collaboration.
But that
it was
trash.
Yeah, the collaboration Street Fighter was trash, but
to me, I feel like that doesn't mean that it's off limits of the character.
It's not off limits, but I don't think
it's going to be a situation of like somebody did it, but can you do it better?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to take that as a challenge?
Because Harada and Ono, who used to be the head guy over Street Fighter and Capcom, they're really good friends. So I don't know. So I'm sure you wouldn't mind, like they wouldn't mind, but you know, I just don't think they would do that. Like, would it be cool? Absolutely, it would be cool.
There's already characters in Tekken that have weapons also.
Yeah, like have her rival Nina or something. That would be fucking cool. 2 assassin women. Yeah, it'd be dope.
But we're getting low on the time, so I wanted to go ahead and speak on like at least 3 more topics. This kind of 2 of them I'm gonna do fast, but the first one that I want to do is Kadre, I want your opinion. Smite 2's reveal. That was like a month ago, but like, how you feeling about it looking?
So yes and no. I've been thinking about this for a while because, again, if anybody knows, I love Smite. Smite's a fantastic game, but I think Smite is such a good game because it's had so much time to develop. That's the thing. First off, there's still things that are broken. There's still going to be bugs. There's always going to be like that. but they've finited their system to work well with where they are. Smite 2 is, from what I've heard, supposed to just revamp that completely. Like, it's going to be a standalone from Smite. It's going to have its own particular updates. It's going to have its own particular characters. You're going to see stuff from the previous game. Of course, they're going to import everything back in at a slower pace, but they want to do it separately from where Smite is. Now, because it's still, Smite 2 is still in its like early development. We've seen some data mine leaks. We've seen a few videos from like LAN parties with certain professional players and certain high priority streamers and things like that. And a lot of it seems really good. Like it's so far pretty well received in the Smite community. The problem is that we don't know if it's going to stay that way because they haven't really given us a lot to work with. I think it's still a little early to tell, but I am hopeful. I am hopeful for it just because it's going to be its own standalone. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do in terms of making it its own standalone. Like, how is it going to differ? How is it going to be better? How is it going to be worse? I am quite curious to see how that's going to go.
Okay. That's fair. I'm assuming, Magic, you didn't really do any investigations like that on it. You just saw the reveal. That's it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I saw the reveal. I mean, I saw some things here and there about it. Like Joey said, we don't know what the gameplay is going to look like as far as how, you know, the interactions between things in the game. Like in the trailer, they show Chalk ulting and Loki doing his thing, but how does that work in conjunction with the other players and all that stuff? Like, how different will it feel from Smite 1?
Exactly. How are they going to push their competitive scene? Like, how are they going to make rank different in this game compared to Smite 1? There's going to be a few things.
Yeah. So we just don't know at this point.
That's fair.
And it looks beautiful though.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely. I was surprised by how much
Give me just a second.
Unreal Engine. That's fine. Unreal Engine 5 really upped it. I mean, I'm not the best Smite player. Like I have like some moments, but like I've always pretty much struggled with it. But I pretty much saw Smite 2 I won't lie, it kind of like made me want to be like, maybe I can like start over with this, even though that's not technically true. All the Smite 1 players are going to come over unless they really change up some deep mechanics in the game. People are going to catch on to how to play Smite 2 pretty quickly, I would think. So I like what I saw regardless, and I'm hoping the best for Smite 2 and its community, and I guess we can only wait and see. Neither Christian Man or Kadre are here right this second. Joe, just with me.
I'm back.
I wanted to do a quick speak on Banjo-Kazooie might be coming back really soon, actually.
We hear this shit like every 2 years. I'm done with it. We hear this shit like every 2 years. Oh, Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, it's the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, here comes Banjo-Kazooie. Like, I'm done with this shit.
Are you done? Are you done in terms of like until you see it, you won't believe it?
Yeah. I'll be here when it comes out. Until then, I'm done with this shit.
All right. Well, let me just ask this: would you be interested in general with Banjo-Kazooie coming back at this point?
Like, would I be? Yeah, I would play the game, absolutely. But I'm done with I'm done with rumors of it coming out. It's like Bloodborne 2. I'm done with the rumors. Until I see the shit come out, I'm done.
When you see it, you'll believe it. All right,
yeah, exactly.
That's fair enough. We're talking about Banjo-Kazooie.
I came back in and got that part out, and then heard Bloodborne 2 and it got sad.
But I mean, like, I don't know. Did either of y'all two ever play Banjo-Kazooie, or?
I've never played Banjo-Kazooie a day in my life.
I played it very, very slightly as a kid, but
it not really have memory.
Grab me.
That's fair. All right. Yeah, I'm still hopeful, and I'm hoping that this time it really does happen. but can only wait and see. I just wanted to put that one out there really because I'm a Banjo-Kazooie fan, obviously. This is a funny one. Skull and Bones. The developers were so adamant about this game doing so well. They said that it would be the first quadruple A game.
Okay.
IGN gave it a 7.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
It's always, you're always gonna have haters, or you're always gonna have people that want to trailblaze, and then there's the people that are gonna want to shut it down. But you can't just claim a quadruple A game without it actually popping and then being proven.
Well, the problem is I feel like it was just destined to fail, kind of almost, because it got, they showed footage of it, like it got revealed like in 2017. So a 7-year wait time is just like, there's no way to live up to that kind of expectation. It just went through development hell, and then after a while, you just stop caring.
It even they even had to borrow money from I believe a Russian company to help them finish the game at a certain point. I'm not even exaggerating like that. That was actually an issue that went on. A lot of developers in that game left because they just lost the interest in it.
Because it's 7 years. But it began development in 2013, so really it was over 10 years that game has been developing.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to just be DLC for Black Flag at first.
I'm kind of done that IGN even gave it a 7. Honestly, I feel like it should be lower because I've seen the gameplay and it isn't anything interesting to me at all.
I'm
trying to look at it from the pirate aspect too.
I never played it.
Is that the pirate aspect of it, because it was supposed to be a DLC for Black Flag, that's why it was like, oh, okay, we'll give it a chance. But then when they started doing their own thing, that's when it was like, you sure you guys can handle this type of situation? And they really couldn't.
Yeah.
But the game in itself has pretty good aspects for people that like those sea battles and like the vehicle, more vehicle fighting and things like that, because you're just pretty much on a ship.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people were kind of concerned about, well, what happens if, I want to get off the ship? There apparently are missions and things that you can do off the boat, which I guess they took that from the community standpoint, like, hey, it'd be better if you guys did this. And they changed that, but they didn't change it too much. They didn't change it you could get off, and as far as I know, get off and fight and do shit on land.
It's more like go to one area, water. Speak to a person, and then grab something, and then head back to your ship. That's pretty much it.
Pick up a fetch quest and keep moving.
I have 2 sobering statistics for you guys.
What's that?
You can buy Palworld and Helldivers 2 for the price of Skull and Bones. That's 1.
It's crazy.
2. Insane.
2. The number of people playing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag has risen by 200% on Steam after Skull and Bones is released.
That's disrespectful.
Niggas played Skull and Bones, is like, oh nah, and we just went back to play Black Flag instead.
That's insane, man. What kills me the most is that they had the perfect formula based off of Assassin's Creed 4. They could have just it was
supposed to be DLC for 4.
They could have just built off of it and it would have sold well. I don't know.
That's what it was supposed to be.
They wanted to grab too much at one time. Too much on their plate for them to bite into. That's all it was. And I honestly I respect the hustle. I respect the grind for you wanting to go above and beyond there. But you got to know your limits. You got to know your pacing, you got to know your audience.
There's some point where you need to know also when to all right, we need to just work with what we have.
There's somebody here who can say it better than anybody. Christian, you got to know what? Huh?
When to hold them. No win.
Chance. Go, anyway, back to
That was the
had
perfect
fucking
segment.
chance, man.
I was. I just didn't know what. I'm not gonna lie.
No win to walk away.
I didn't know what was going
Right
on.
now,
No
Christian, no
one
one to
to
walk
run.
away. There's just no one to run.
No
We're
one to
done.
run.
We're good.
He's the gambler.
All right. Last thing that I wanted to speak on was just the fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo has dropped. A lot of people have been enjoying it and messing around with the piano, making like a whole bunch of different songs from different series and stuff. And that's just one spec of the game. How is the anticipation for you, Magic, and Amazing Christian, man? Who wants to go first?
I already told you, Sean. I already told you, game of the year the minute I saw the fucking piano. I told you it was game of the year. Just the piano alone by itself, it was game of the year.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just the piano itself, it was game of the year. So I was like, you know what? This game of the year.
Yeah, I think
I already told everybody that, yeah, I'm not doing nothing on Thursday.
I ain't even played, and I know it's gonna at least be a contender for Game of the Year. I'll give you
Like,
that one, if anything else.
Like my girl wanted to go out. I said, I'm not doing nothing on Thursday. Final Fantasy comes out. Like, nah.
That's fair. Christian?
I think Final Fantasy.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I meant.
Yeah.
You said, how is your anticipation for Final Fantasy VII? That was the question.
Oh, that was the question. I don't know what I was just going based on what Joe was saying. I was just like, oh yeah, well I agree with Joe, but oh man, it's been a long time coming. Can't wait to play that game. Like 2 days. 2 days.
Not gonna lie to you. I'm anticipating this game too, and I think it's also Game of the Year worthy.
Yep.
But in all honesty, I'm really just interested in where they're gonna take the story from this point. That's like the biggest part. Of course, I love the gameplay and all, but that's like the biggest part that I've been looking forward to for the game, the story.
No, they said this is gonna be a trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, if they have an Advent Children DLC for either this game or the probably the third one, man, listen.
I mean,
Icing on the cake right there.
if they do that, that'll be dope.
Oh man,
Cool.
that'd be. Yeah.
Matter if they fix some aspects of it too, that'd be nice. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. In general, we all believe that it's due for a good time. We are literally 2 days away, as Amazing Christian Man said. Can't wait for it. I think I'll pretty much end this first podcast here. I think this went pretty well. I did have some other things like Ice Spice came out with you think you the shit, you the fart, but it's too late.
Need to be a point in talking.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's going crazy in sales apparently. Like people that are streaming that song it's like on the highest Billboard charts right now. Well, probably not right now anymore. It was though. And I wanted to speak about Avatar: The Last Airbender, but nobody has watched the first episode yet, so can't really dive that much into it.
Not yet, but
so maybe next podcast we could speak more on it after we've watched all 8. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. So that's gonna be it. Any final closing statements y'all want to put out there before we wrap this up?
Christian's ugly, and he missed a perfect opportunity to say his name.
Okay.
No, just we're gonna try to make this an ongoing thing. We're gonna try to keep the content coming. Just let us know if you like it. Subscribe, comment. Let us know when you like it.
Hit that little bell notification.
Yep. And we'll also have this on Spotify as well as a video version on YouTube. So be sure to check those out too. Links will be in the description below. Felt like I had something else I was going to say, but I can't remember it right now. We'll try to get these out at least. We'll try to get at least one podcast out a month. That's the goal. The content will vary depending on what's actually out there in terms of news and stuff. But sometimes maybe we'll just have something else to chat about that has nothing necessarily to do with that stuff. Maybe it's just something dumb or a thought process that we had or some ideas. You'll see. But
man, you went from like Bill Cosby to Spanish. Like I don't know what happened with you there.
Why they have
you
to
heard
be,
it right?
Why
Like, it wasn't just me.
Why they have to be Bill Cosby though?
That's what. Why did it have to be Bill Cosby? You the one that did it.
Oh my god! As
Thought
always,
you were about to start saying pudding pop.
This was the Loaf King. You had Amazing Christian Man. You had Magic Lunchbox and Kadrebandit, and we will catch you guys next time. Never forget to stay lunching. Peace.